All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tea with Doug G, the Small Business Spectacular. Hope everyone's having a lovely evening. If you don't know me, my name is Doug Gooden. My mic is dead, but now it's live. But yeah, welcome everyone to Tea with Doug G, our Small Business Spectacular. Y'all, this is a first for us in light of the holiday season. I've decided to really celebrate some small business owners that I know personally. I think they all sell really awesome stuff. So I'm actually going to let them all introduce themselves real quick. So first things first, I believe we have Miss Taylor Frady of Frady Cat Earrings. So yeah, so Taylor, tell the folks who you are, what you do, all that jazz.
Hi guys, I'm Taylor Frady. I'm a fifth year English education major at UGA. And yeah, I started a small business in quarantine, not really thinking it'd be much. And here we are like 4 months later and it's a thing. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Happy to have you on, Taylor. Next up, we have Miss Haley Vaughn of Haley Vaughn Art. Haley, you're actually pretty familiar to watchers of Tea with Doug G. But why don't you go on and remind us who you are, what you do, all that
Sure.
jazz.
I'm Haley Vaughn. I'm a multimedia commissioned artist and author. So I write books, but I also do digital art and stickers, printouts, custom orders, acrylic paintings, all of the like. So
Yeah. It's some really cool stuff. Next up, we have Miss Paris Johnson of Pages with Paris. Uh, yeah, Paris, take it away.
Hi, I'm Paris. I started my business in October officially. I kind of been drawing on my iPad, doing like digital art during quarantine just to kind of keep busy and decided to turn it into a business. And I started off selling portraits and now I sell stickers, like art prints, and hopefully gonna expand into some other stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. And next up, we have Mr. Malloy Tootle of Shop Holidays.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Doug. Yeah, we do apparel for every single holiday throughout the year, and then we give 10% of our profits each quarter to nonprofits. So we partner with ESP right now and also the Miracle Foundation. So when you buy a product from us, you have two ways to celebrate. The first way is what you bought the product for, and the second way is making a difference. So we want to give people a platform to make a difference while celebrating.
Awesome. Awesome. And then last but not least, we have Miss Amberly Harris of Early Bird Bracelets. Amberly, take it away.
Yeah, so as you said, I'm Amberly Harris. My business is just still a little baby. I started in October. I create pre-made designs, little charm bracelets. I've got one here actually. They look like this, but I also do custom designs. So if there's someone that you want something specific for, I can make it with that person in mind, and we can discuss, and I can make something for you.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Awesome, y'all. Very excited to have you all on here. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So first of all, real quick. Oh wait, we lost Paris. Okay. Well, once we get Paris back, we will add her back into the fold. But for right now, oh wait, did we get Paris back? I believe we did. Sweet. All right, welcome back, Paris. So first things first. So what I would like to know is, a lot of y'all started your businesses around or during the pandemic, during quarantine. So what would you say was the biggest challenge associated with getting your business starting during a quarantine? And if there were any advantages, what were those? We can kind of go across the line again. We can start with Taylor, go Haley, and so on.
Yeah. So backstory, as a fifth year English ed major, I'm currently doing my um, student teaching this year. So as I've never really been able to work during college, but this was a year that like I was going through some stuff like family wise, financially. And so I had seen this TikTok, as all good ideas come from, about making these just like earrings with erasers initially. And I was like, okay, I can probably do that. And I was like, okay, I'll try to make like an Instagram page. And did that. And I didn't really expect it to go anywhere. And then I ended up getting a lot of support, which I cannot even express how grateful I am. But I would say one of the biggest challenges of that has just been the fact that getting the products to people is so hard right now. Just like not being able to see people. If they ship it, that's fine. You know, the post office is there for that, which I'm so grateful for. Support the USPS. But like just trying to get products to people. Like sometimes it just happens that I've made them and it's a couple weeks before I can get it to them. So like I just kind of talk to them and I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry. I promise I've got them. Please just bear with me.
Yeah. I totally get that. Haley?
Sure. I think for me, probably the biggest challenge to working in quarantine is just from a purely economical standpoint. And the fact that a lot of people are unemployed right now, a lot of people don't have jobs. And so a lot of people aren't looking to spend money on extra fun things because they have real life things that they have to pay for, bills, groceries, gas. So I think that it's harder to find a market in this environment for sure. Definitely the beginning of quarantine helped me a lot time-wise because I had more time to put into researching and getting the paperwork in order and getting the process set up. And I don't think I would have had that time had I not had quarantine on my side. But definitely the biggest challenge is just a lack of customers, probably for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll actually go like around. So Paris,
Okay.
why don't you take it?
Yeah, I would say kind of the same thing as Haley. It's kind of hard to like, be like, hey, buy my like stickers during a global pandemic. You know what I mean? That's not like a necessity. But I think there are some good sides to it, especially like when everybody was home during the summer and, nobody's really kind of doing anything. The main place that I like market, I guess, is on Instagram. And so like people were on their phones like all the time. And I feel like that's kind of a benefit, I guess I could say.
Yeah. Ambo?
Yeah, I think for me, the challenge is also the benefit. I think that everybody is kind of in the same storm right now with COVID. And I think because of that, people, want to help you out and they want to support you, especially if you're willing to provide them a product and they know you're in school and you're also an actor and don't make very much money that way either. And so, but on the other hand, everybody's going through the same storm. So they don't, again, have a lot of money to offer you. So essentially what everyone else has said.
Yeah. And then wrapping it up, Malloy.
Yeah, I look at it as kind of a catch-22 because you're wanting to get your products out there. You're wanting to see people, but right now we can't. And so we did an event the weekend that the state of Georgia shut down. And we had spent a lot of money to get that event going and doing well. And then it was all vendors. There was no people that really showed up. And so that was kind of like the pre-COVID. And then after COVID, it's just been like trying to figure out strategies during the pandemic when beforehand we were thinking of what it's going to look like without even fathoming a pandemic in the first place.
Yeah, definitely. Well, a lot of y'all, I think, or really all of y'all have really been very flexible in the way that y'all have presented your products. And one of the ways that I've seen all of you be very active is on social media. And, someone once said to me, if it doesn't have an Instagram, it doesn't exist anymore. So if y'all could just kind of articulate how important is it for especially small business owners to be active on social media, and then what does that look like for y'all? We can kind of do popcorn, so like whoever wants to chime in can take that.
I would say like especially like I did I was in advertising major. I'm getting my master's right now. But I was an advertising major, and it's kind of funny how much the stuff that they were teaching us then is kind of coming into play now. But yeah, like I think marketing is like as important, if not more important than like what you're even selling. Like I think like if nobody knows what you're selling, or if nobody knows that you're there, then nobody's gonna, buy it. So I think it's really important. I'd say like just take advantage of everything. Like it might seem like it's like a lot of time and a lot of commitment, and you might not know exactly what's going to come out of it. But like I don't know, I really don't think it could hurt. And also I know people like bash on TikTok, but like TikTok is marketing. Like
I can agree with that. TikTok for sure for me is the easiest way to reach people who would never have seen my page ever, because it'll just pop up on their For You page. So TikTok has been great. I think another really underrated one is Pinterest. A lot of people don't use it well, but they should. It's really easy to pop up on somebody's stream on Pinterest as well. So it's one that I don't utilize as much as I should, but it's one that I've slowly learned the value of over time. So
yeah. I second that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
one,
been.
go ahead.
I'm
Sorry.
so sorry. I was gonna say I didn't realize how important marketing was until I tried to start a small business. Um, just because it's completely separate from like making the product and posting about the product. Like, yeah, okay, you post about it, but then remembering to continue to post about it so people don't forget what you made like a month ago that's still in stock. That is so hard sometimes. So I cannot like emphasize enough like the importance, especially of Instagram, because I think that's one that you just find yourself scrolling on when you don't really like mean to get on your phone, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, kind of going off of that, one thing, Taylor, if I could stick on you for just a minute, one thing that I've noticed that you've been doing is like partnerships with various other Instagram accounts. Like you'll partner with people for giveaways and things like that. How have you seen that impact your business?
Yeah, so I actually just did a giveaway a couple weeks ago. No, last week. Sorry, time is nothing anymore. Nothing. Um,
Accurate.
I partnered with a girl named Paige that Mary Ray. Hey Mary, I love you. Knows from the DCP, and we did a giveaway where she's really big on like friendship giveaways. So like you get something and your best friend gets like a matching set. And she does scrunchies and masks. So we did like a joint giveaway where you followed both of us and you got entered to win like two pairs of earrings from me, and then some scrunchies and like masks from her. And that's the most followers I've gotten in a day by far. I've kept saying that like once I hit 500 followers, I'll do a giveaway. And I think I ended up getting in that weekend of the giveaway like 25 followers, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for like a small business, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so just having that reach was really great. And then also just getting to know people from other walks of life, where like, hey, I'll buy something from you if you'll buy something from me. There's no monetary gain, but you're able to support them and they're able to support you. And also the amount of love that goes into like small handmade shops and their products is unmatched. So I can't like, if you're open for trades or if you're not open for trades, I recommend doing that. You're not going to make money. It's a trade, but it's so amazing to have something that other people have made and be able to be like, hey, check out this business that I got these earrings from or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, talking about like, making the connections, Malloy, something y'all have recently started doing over at ShopHolidays is Holidays Storied. Uh, could could you just kind of explain that to the folks who are watching at home? Because you started that what, 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, so we filmed it back in, I believe, late October. But basically, what the whole premise of that is we wanted to give people a inside scoop of other people, what other people are doing with their holidays, how people are celebrating. Because at ShopHolidays, we want to be like all around what holidays means to different people. And so we started this thing and we pulled, I believe it was 6 different people, 3 guys, 3 girls, from different paths, different walks of life, and just asked some questions about where they're coming from, what holidays they love, and it was awesome just to see how each of them had different traditions and different just awesome ways to celebrate. And so that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to show how other people celebrate their holidays.
Yeah. That's awesome. And you said that's a 6-part series that y'all are doing on your social.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right. So kind of going off this, because flexibility has really been the key, and it's really cool to see how like each of you sort of meet the needs of your customers in various different ways. Because some of you, like, you have set inventory, some of you do it for commission. So what I was wanting to know is, what would you say are the pros and cons associated with doing things specifically to order versus just selling straight inventory? Amberly, you look like you have an answer for this right off the bat.
I run into this issue constantly. So mostly I run off of inventory. I have a set number of charms and they're all unique. And so when I sell this one, like I'm out of this one unique charm. However, I have tried to buy a bunch of a couple different charms, and the issue is that I thought they would sell really well, and then they didn't. But then something that I didn't really expect to sell really well, you get like 6 orders for it, and then you've missed out on $50. That makes a huge difference to a small business, especially a small little baby business. So yeah, there's some definite pros and cons there. The thing with, having an inventory is that you're certainly not wasting money. You're going to sell all of those things, but you do miss the opportunity to sell a bunch of the same thing.
Yeah. And then Haley and Paris, one of y'all can take this, but I mean, a lot of y'all's revenue comes off of doing commissioned work, correct? So how does that sort of play into like your overall business model? Do you feel like it's a hindrance? Do you feel like it's an advantage? What are your thoughts on that?
You can take it, Paris, if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, that's actually right. Like I do a lot of like marketing for like the stickers and everything and like physical product and stuff like that. But like, honestly, the thing that I make the most money from is like just people DMing me for portraits and stuff like that. So, I like doing things to order, when it comes to like doing portraits, because usually I do them digitally. So it's not like I'm running out of any supplies. Like I just do it on my iPad. So I think the one thing that is hard about that is, you could get an order for something and I could be having like a really busy week with school and stuff. But if I get in like 2 or 3 orders for things, then I have to like kind of fit that into my schedule and figure out, how long it's going to take me to do this portrait and that one. So I think that's a thing that is kind of like difficult, but I mean, it's not like.
Yeah, going off that, like she said, you get a lot more money from doing things custom because they're going to be entirely unique to that person. And so I would say a lot of my revenue comes from doing custom orders. The problem is that they're also sporadic. So you might have one week where I get like 10 custom orders and they all have to be out by a specific deadline. And then, I still work a full-time job during the day too. So, it means that I won't sleep that week, So, there's certain weeks where you're like, man, it would be great if all of those would just space themselves out evenly so that I could have, plenty of time and I could make it a steady source of revenue. But when they come, they're great, but they don't always come right on time. They always come right at the end towards the holidays, and you're rushing to get them out before the December 18th USPS deadline. And so I love doing things to order, but it does come with cons too. So having that inventory is just something to fall back on when you have a slow week, so that you can still be making a little bit of revenue at least in the meantime until the next commission comes in. So
yeah. Now, one thing I kind of want to touch on, mainly with Taylor and Malloy, because you both by and large you base your business off of your inventory, what you have in stock. but you both also are constantly adding new items to your inventory. Like I mean, Malloy, I pulled up your website last week and today, and I saw a new product. Taylor, it seems like you're posting a new design of earrings every single week. So how does that look like with how you like space out your inventory, what you're going to focus on, what you're going to kind of be like, I want to experiment with this, but it's not going to be the main event. Y'all can kind of popcorn off of that.
So it's an interesting issue to have. So a lot of my revenue comes from seasonal earrings, which is kind of what I set out to do. I wanted to do quirky, reasonably priced earrings because I figured I would get more business that way. Even though like my time is worth it, I'm not saying it's not, but I wanted it to be reasonably priced. I feel like that's the first thing someone looks at. So it's hard. It's a constant battle of adding new stuff, which you hope people will like, and then remembering that you have a whole bag of like Apple erasers that you can make Apple earrings out of, which I thought would sell better, but didn't. Whatever. But it's just also because I also have tried to work with polymer clay, which I'm really excited about. Like it's a much more creative outlet for me, which I love. But it's more of it's inventory, but it's extremely limited. So it's a weird like dichotomy to walk. And it's also hard because then you have to remember, hey, I need to promote the stuff that I posted like 2 months ago, which could still sell, but it's just remembering to post about it.
Yeah, yeah. Malloy, do you have anything to add off of that?
Yeah, so ShopHolidays, we are constantly trying to figure out ways we can better celebrate a holiday. And so we're going to constantly come up with ideas to do that. And so that's why you see, like you said, 1 week there's a new something out there. And so we partner with this company called Printful. And Printful is actually gives us the platform to be able to ship worldwide, and also be able to do orders to order. So we don't have to have inventory. We don't have to have anything like that. When someone orders, it goes straight to Printful, and they are able to fulfill that order for us.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so Amberly and Taylor both kind of touched on this, but I'm so curious about it. So first of all, what would you say is the most popular item that you sell to customers that you did not think would sell? Because that to me is fascinating with anyone in business.
So sorry.
I'm not speaking. Go, Amber.
So I made this bracelet for the holidays, and it was just a little reindeer, and it had the word believe on it, and it had a green and a red bead, and then I got like 6 orders for that, and I just wasn't expecting it. It was the only one that I had. And then I talked about I couldn't get it to them. And then on the opposite end, I bought this massive bag of rainbow charms because I was like, these are precious. Rainbows are everywhere in fashion right now. This will sell. And I have sold 1 of those. Tragic.
Taylor, you had something to add?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would say, and Amberly has a pair, so she can back me up on this. Probably one of my biggest sellers to begin with were my bee earrings, which I thought were super cute. Save the bees. They're just like really like aesthetically pleasing. I sold out of those like immediately. Another really popular one for me has been my handmade like clay Christmas tree earrings. People love those, which like I'm so grateful for. I had one of the girls that I work with tell me that she bought it because it reminds her of the Christmas tree brownies that you get from Little Debbie. On the other side of that, something that I bought that I thought would sell better was these book charms that are just like open face books, and they're silver and they're really dainty. They're really cute. And I've gotten a few orders for them, but like I still look at them and I'm just like, you could be so much better utilized than I can use you, and I'm so sorry. So
Yeah. Anyone else have something to add on that?
Yeah, there's like there's like, I don't know, like sometimes like I make stickers, like I draw stuff for Instagram, like sometimes I'll just like post like random stuff that I'm drawing or whatever. And I did this little sticker. Well, I did it as like an Instagram post, but then I just decided to make it into a sticker out of just like boredom, honestly. And like this is literally like I probably get an order for this thing like every other like day or two. Like I like why? Like of all like this took me the least time of literally anything I've ever made.
For mine that I didn't expect was my Squirmel sticker, because I didn't think that anybody knew what Squirmels were. I thought it was such a like niche thing that only I liked. But I've sold so many Squirmel stickers, and everybody like is always like, "Oh my God, you're the Squirmel girl!" When I go to the farmers market, and I'm like, "Yeah, I do have a Squirmel sticker." So it took me by surprise for sure.
Question: what is a squirmel?
Oh my God.
It's a little worm that goes on a string that you used to, it had little googly eyes, and you like
Okay.
would pull it around. My cat loves them, but I thought that I was the only person in the world that knew what a squirmel was, but apparently other people like them too. So
Okay. All right. Hey, learn something new every day. Malloy, do you have one that's a surprise hit or surprise
Yeah.
not?
I think the biggest one that we've sold the most of, that me and my designer Fuller we were working on, was basically kind of like almost like a staff shirt for my staff, and it's the ShopHolidays, like it's the letters, but as we were making it, we realized that ShopHolidays is 12 letters, and there's 12 months in a year, and so we were able to use each letter as its own individual holiday in the shirt, and people ate that up. So that's our best seller.
Nice. And quick question, just again because I'm curious. Is there like a very obscure holiday that really just sold well?
Um, I mean, not really. Halloween, I think, and 4th of July has been our biggest two.
Okay.
And then people have bought um, Peanut Butter and Jelly Day and National Dog Day. So,
Okay. Nice. Nice. All right. So, we've talked about like how you individually have grown your business, what it looks like in the day to day. There is kind of this overwhelming belief that a true sign of success for business is expansion. So, if I could really just get each of you to kind of touch on this, what has expansion looked like for you up until now, and what do you see it looking like in the future? Anyone can go first, but yeah,
I'll start.
yeah,
So for the past, we've really expanded our team. So I have like around 8 to 9 people that are under me, and me and my vice president Fuller, we are kind of just over them, and they are awesome, and they do a really good job. And we've expanded our team so that we can use people and what they're good at in order to help the business grow. For the future, and in 2 ways we are planning to grow. First, in 2022, we want to be able to have our own store front. And what that looks like for us is a little different than a typical t-shirt store. In 2010, when Kindles and Nooks were launched, when they were released, they said within the next 5 years, Barnes & Noble and Books A Million are going to go out of business. Now, they took a huge hit, but they're still here. And so I researched that, and why they're still here is because they all have coffee shops inside of their bookstores. And so for us, we are looking at partnering with a company called Kingdom Bean Coffee, and they would provide the coffee for us in all of our apparel stores moving forward after 2022. That's our goal, in 2022. And I have an architect right now working on what that is going to look like. And then the second way is we want to be able to provide cards, like greeting cards for our customers. So we want to give customers greeting cards in the same way that we did the apparel for every holiday. We want to do that for every single holiday throughout with greeting cards. And so we're working on that right now. It's still in the very early stages for the greeting cards. Both of those are actually in both very early stages, but that's kind of how we're looking forward to the future.
Nice, nice. Anybody want to go next?
You go ahead.
I guess I would say when I was able to, so yeah, like I said, I started off just selling portraits. I wasn't really planning on selling like stickers or anything like physical, but I was able to get a Cricut machine. I don't know if you know what that is. It's just like a little like machine that cuts stuff for you.
Mm-hmm.
I had tried to make stickers and just cut them myself, and that is just not it. So yeah, like. So I was able to get the Cricut, and that's really let me be able to make stickers. I cut like my little thank you cards that I put in the orders and everything. Like I cut those on my Cricut. That's what helped me be able to make like the vinyl that goes with little ornaments. So yeah, I think that is like one thing that has that's kind of like what expansion has looked like for me. Just like getting, I guess, supplies to like reinvest back into the business. And I guess for the future, I actually just did like my first like outsourcing of stickers. I really wanted to sell clear stickers because those are like trendy right now. But there's not really like good quality clear sticker paper anywhere where I could do them myself. So I think maybe for the future, just like having enough orders to where I like need to outsource, I guess would probably be what expansion would look like.
Yeah, yeah. And then Haley, you had
Yeah, for me, I think it's been the opposite because at the beginning I was outsourcing my stickers, but like Amberly said, then you end up with bulk in a certain design that may not sell very well, and it costs a lot more. So similar to Paris, I was able to get be able to start manufacturing in-house with a silhouette machine. So similar machine, but different brand. But so that was a good way of expanding, and then also just expanding my follower base, leading up to and continuing that in the future as well. But I'm not an LLC. I'm a sole proprietor. So my goal in the future is not necessarily to gain more employees. It would be to literally expand. I don't know if you can tell. This is literally this is the room I work in every day. So if I could expand past my closet into actual studio, that would be excellent. And then extending the brand from there. But yeah, not having to work in a 2-foot room would be great.
yeah, I can see where that would be desirable. Yeah. Taylor or Rambo?
You got it this time.
Okay. So for me, I think expansion was moving from erasers. I feel like I'm really outing myself with what I was making earrings out of. People were like, oh, this is so cute. What is it? I'm like, it's an eraser. But for me, expansion was starting to work with polymer clay. I feel like everyone in quarantine was like, I'm going to start a small earring business and it's going to be out of polymer clay. So that was what expansion was for me. It's just a really creative outlet. You can make so many different shapes. And that's been really fun to be able to express myself because I don't draw a lot, but I love art. And I think anyone that can do it's so awesome. So that's been what expansion is for me. Looking forward, I really don't know where I'm going. As I've mentioned, I have a degree, hopefully very soon, in teaching that I want to work on. And I also really want to tack on like theater education to that. So that's kind of a full job in itself. So it's still something I want to do. I think I may work on a more custom-based business model going forward. But I mean, I'm always willing to talk. Like if you see something that you want or are curious about, like please message me. It's still something I really want to do, and I don't want to give this up just because like I have a full-time job.
Yeah. And then Ambo?
Yeah, so there's not a whole lot of past to work with. Things happened really quickly. I had the idea, and then I bought the things, and then all of a sudden I had $200 worth of bracelet supplies to work with. So I guess the past would be more so like setting things up to actually sell. So I'm still currently working on a website, which will be up hopefully soon. And then I would say moving into the future, maybe expanding the type of bracelets I do. I kind of generally just, stick to these same models, but I'd like to, try different styles and also make them even more customizable. I know I mentioned that I do custom, but again, I work off inventory. So the charms are already made. But I would like to do, polymer clay, like Taylor mentioned, and then also resin. So let's say that you have a child and you'd love a charm bracelet with a picture of your child on it, then that would be something that I could do for someone. So yeah, that's where I'd say we're headed next.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. And yeah. All right. So kind of going into this, into another question. So Haley and Malloy, I know that both of y'all have either experimented with or are looking towards doing direct to consumer, not necessarily online, in person sales. What is everyone's kind of grasp on in person sales? Do you think that's a better model than online? Do you think that online gives you more freedom? What would you say are like the pros and cons of each? And again, we can talk around.
Do you want to start?
Again, say that one more time, because I think I was talking over you.
I was saying if Malloy wanted to start, he could.
Oh, I can start. Yeah. I think that the pros for online are a lot because of the age we're living in. And we're living in a social media age. We're now living in a pandemic. And so right now, I would say the online is way larger in pros than the, in person, especially because we're all small businesses and it's expensive to open up a store. And so I would say the pros for the online is incredibly large, but there is, to me, because I love people, a little bit of a specialness about having your own store. You get to see the types of people that come in, whereas online and through social media, you only get so much through a screen. And so you don't get, it's limited interaction. And so I feel like that there's a specialness with having your own store that you just can't get through online or through social media, that I am excited and eager to get a part of, but it just takes time with the age we're living in.
And now, kind of piggybacking off of that, because you do bring up a good point, where online, it kind of takes out the personal aspect of it. But I am curious, since all of y'all have kind of run the gambit all online. Do you find that it's easier or more difficult to figure out like what sort of, with like what your market is, like what sort of demographics that you appeal to most, what age groups you appeal to most? Would you say that that's easier or more difficult online? Because that's something that I've never thought about. Anybody can take it.
For me, it's kind of the opposite. I've had a lot more success with figuring out my demographic in person at some of the pop-up markets that we've done, just because you get immediate feedback. And when I look at my website statistics, I just see how many people showed up. I don't know what their age is. I don't know how long really that they stayed or what made them leave. Whereas in person, I can see what they're most attracted to, what they're looking at the most, what they laugh at, what they smile at, what they don't understand, like there's like a joke in the sticker and they don't get it. So all of that, I get immediate feedback with my in-person market. So I like that a little bit better. But me as a consumer, I would rather shop online. And so I totally understand the experience of just, there's a whole thought process of like, should I buy this, should I not? And none of that needs to happen in front of the store owner. So I appreciate having online sales. But me as the shop owner, I like having the in-person markets more just because I can see what people enjoy. So
I totally agree with it.
And then Taylor, Ambo, Paris, do y'all have anything to add to that?
I mean, I'm outing myself. I'm like a real like introvert. Like I love like even I've worked from home before. Like I used to work for Apple like over the phone. I don't know. I like working at home. I think like I said, I'm more of like just like a homebody, and honestly like
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes for me it's like I like the interaction with people, with the people that are buying stuff, but I like that when it's like online and when it's on social media, like I can kind of choose when I want to engage and like when I want to step away and kind of like separate myself. Whereas I don't know if I was like going to like a job all the time or like going into a store and selling stuff like that. Like, I don't know, maybe it'd be hard to kind of get that separation, but like I've never done like an in-person market. That would have been something I would have loved to do like during the holidays, but in the pandemic. So, but I don't know. I really like shopping online. I'm kind of a homebody.
Which is totally fine. I also love shopping online. It's just dangerous for me online because spend it all. Taylor and Ambo, did y'all have anything to add? Because we actually got a great question from the chat that if y'all don't have anything else to add, I'll
hit it. Hit the chat.
I'll hop to it. So it's from the master of the chat, my mother, Miss Heidi Gooden. And, Heidi wants to know if any of y'all do those godforsaken live sales on Facebook or anything like that. Also, does anyone think that they're a viable business model? Because my mom is obsessed with them, and I hate them.
Yeah.
My mother loves them.
That's funny because my mom loves them too. I don't know. Like I'm not like much of a like car salesman type. Like I don't know. I'm like like at all. I do better when I can like take my time and write like a nice little description and all that stuff. Like I don't, but I mean I think they're fun. Like they're fun to watch, but I don't know if I would ever do one.
Yeah, I'm with Paris. I don't do them for two reasons. One, it doesn't hit my target demographic. That's not how people who I'm looking to sell to are shopping anyway. I do a lot better with using keywords and, getting your Google search results up than I would with a live sale. And two, they're all recorded. So at least in person at a market, if somebody says something awkward or I say something awkward, it's not memorized for the rest of history. Whereas if I do a live sale and it ends, it's all recorded and it's on my page for people to look back at and laugh at later. So I don't do them for that reason as well.
I think they're cool though. Like I would watch them. Like I think they're really cool. People who can do that, like more power to you.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I might, try one or two times. But I have to have complete control over everything that I do. So I like to know like what I'm going to say before I say it and then be able to cut things the way that I want and add nice music and, have complete editing control. So
TikTok.
I will say I've done like if I ever get like new products in and I have a bunch that I like really want to share with people, I'll do like an Instagram live and I'll be like, hey, here's some new charms that I'm going to be putting on earrings. Look for these. They're going to be X amount of money. It's not really like a sale, but it is like a, hey, here's what I'm doing. And then like people can comment and we can like have a conversation.
It's more like an introduction as opposed to QVC.
Like an auctioneer thing, like, hey, here are my bee earrings. It's $5. Who wants them?
Yeah. Malloy is a live sale over Facebook Live in ShopHolidays future.
No. For one main reason, and this is something that I could talk with my my social media team about. We could do that, but I would be against it, and here's the reason why. When I go to a car dealership and I'm looking at a car by myself and I see a car dealer walk out of the store, I get in my car and leave. And so that same reason, I would say I wouldn't want to do that, just because it's becoming annoying rather than helpful.
Yeah, I get that. Sorry, Mom. Does not look like it's in the cards. All right. So as we kind of wrap it up, so I've got two final questions that I want to ask. So first things first, if you had to go back, start from scratch, do it all over again, but you had to start your business selling something completely different, what do you think you're gonna sell? And I would like an answer from everyone, but yeah, whoever wants to go first can take it.
For me, I would sell sublimation anything, like t-shirts, mugs, anything, because I think that the sublimation process is just so cool. And, you know, I watch YouTube videos of it or TikToks of it, and I just see them do it. But it requires so much capital. It requires so much of the machines and the very specific printer with the very specific printer paper. And so that for me would be a venture that would have to happen several years down the road once I've earned enough capital to purchase those sorts of things for the business. But I just think it's so cool.
I really like the, I was tempted, but I really like the polymer like earrings, like Taylor was saying. Like, I think they're really, really cute, and I would like love to like play around and craft with that. But oh God, it looks like it takes forever.
So if I'm living in a fantasy world and I have knowledge that I don't have now, then I'm making ceramics.
Okay.
If I'm using the skills I have now, then I'm doing sewing and knitting type things. So I think masks would probably be helpful right now.
or making puppets.
Or does anybody want to buy my puppets? No. Oh, okay.
Plushies, man. Plushies are such a huge market for sure.
I have seen some of Amberly Harris's puppets.
They're horrifying.
Made. You know, they're first generations. They're first generations.
It's the iPod Shuffle. You gotta get
it is
later.
The lawyer Taylor, what would you sell if you didn't sell what you currently do?
Go ahead,
I
Taylor.
would say, okay, thank you, Molly. So fun fact that y'all probably don't know, it's extremely hard to find polymer clay right now. There's a shortage going on because of the pandemic. It's something you wouldn't think had been hit, but it has. So it's hard to make earrings right now. But I think if there's an alternate universe where I'm probably pulling a Paris Johnson and like drawing on an iPad that I have the money for and like can do like digital drawings, I think those are so cool. Also, like shameless plug for Paris's shop, just like the graphics that you see that you can share to your Instagram story with like your Enneagram or like what color represents you. Y'all, I eat that up.
All right, bring us on home, Malloy.
I think I've always wanted to be in the food business. So I have several restaurant ideas. One of them being called Guppies and doing seafood. And then because I'm a redhead, calling a place called Red's Barbecue. So something in food land is where I would want to do.
Nice. I love it. All right. Well, y'all, we've made it all the way through our discussion. We've hit all the questions, but there is one. There's one that probably summarizes the entire reason why we're here, and it was asked in the chat. I knew it was going to get asked, and it was asked by, once again, my mother, Miss Heidi Gooden, and she wants to know, will we have links for all of your businesses in the post for this? Of course we will. I'm going to put them there after we wrap up, but they want to know if they order anything from your store before Christmas, can y'all fulfill that order? Like, is that still possible? We're about 2.5 weeks out from Christmas right now.
Well, the USPS deadline is December 18th. I put up in my shop, I think it was yesterday, was like the day that I recommended for people to order stuff, but I'm probably going to be like shipping stuff out like up until the last minute or on December 18th. So I mean, yeah, like if you want anything, I will get it out as soon as I can. I am done with my finals tomorrow, so I will have plenty of time.
Anyone else? Still good to buy from everyone.
Short answer is yes. Anything from inventory, if it's ordered by December 17th, 100% can get it out. Custom orders, like I said, I have a lot that are sitting here waiting for that deadline that Paris is talking about. So if you have a custom order that you're really wanting, you got to get it to me as soon as possible, because there's a lot. So
yeah, I would say. Go ahead, Taylor.
I hate Zoom for the pure reason of I can't tell when people are going to talk. Y'all, I'm the worst. I never interrupt. Okay, moving on. I would say if you see something on my page that catches your eye, message me about it, because I have come home from the holidays and I left a lot of my stuff in Athens that I didn't think I'd need. So talk to me first. If you see anything you really want, I'll let you know if I have it or not. But I do have some of my stuff. I'm just in that weird, like, I'm a college student that bounces around from house to house a lot.
Same.
Yeah. Maloya, you had something to add?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you want to order, the pro to everybody else is they're handling their own stuff. So the con with ShopHolidays is we kind of rely on Printful and when they can fulfill orders. So I would say if you order it before the 17th, so this Thursday, we could get it to you before Christmas.
All right, wonderful. And then Ambo, we all good?
Yeah, all is well. As long as you order it early enough on the 18th, I can take it to the post office. Not a problem. Yeah.
All right, sweet. Well, look, y'all, thank you so much for being on tonight. Did everyone have a good time?
Great time.
Awesome. Well, look, thank y'all so much for being on. For everyone in the chat, thank y'all so much for being active. My mom, thank you for, doing the thing that you usually do. Thank you for everyone who sent in questions. Please be sure to check out all of these amazing small businesses that we have represented here today. Again, that's Frady Cat Earrings, Haley Vaughn Art, Pages of Paris, Early Bird Bracelets, ShopHolidays. They all are doing some awesome stuff. I'm going to drop whatever links I have in the description of these videos. But yeah, until next time, that's Taylor, Haley, Paris, Amberly, and Malloy. I'm Doug Gooden, and this has been The Tea. Y'all have a great night.